Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Hopefully you all are doing great. In today's lecture video, I am going to discuss a question, Masters Final Year, Department of English. The question is, discuss O'Neill's dramatic technique in Desire Under the Elms. Dramatic technique of O'Neill's deserve careful attention from the side of the reader. His technique has assumed experimental touch. O'Neill derived the classical myth of Phaedra and Freudian myth of Oedipus Rex. To transcend the limitation of realism, O'Neill introduces the ancient Greek myth of Phaedra. In this myth, Phaedra Euripus has dramatized the terrible consequence of the growing lust of Phaedra for her stepson. Within the framework of this myth, O'Neill dealt with the fatalistic tragedy from befall the Cabot family. At first, Abby displayed unbounded lust for her stepson. Even over the time, this lust turned into true love. Apart from this myth of Phaedra, O'Neill has displayed his experimental touch with the myth of Oedipus complex that conclude that his son is badly affected with the problem of mother fixation. From a similar problem of the mother fixation, even has suffered in the Desire Under the Elms. As an aspiring modern dramatist, O'Neill experimented with the realism within the framework of myth. In Desire Under the Elm, he uses common speech. Unlike the characters in classical tragedies, his characters speak in the common language. In Desire Under the Elms, the characters speak in the pigeon dialogues. This use of common speech patterns adds a realistic dimension to the play. In this play, O'Neill exploited the technique of the American folk drama. The Desire Under the Elms fits precisely into the conventional pattern of the American folk drama. The following preoccupation of the character in the Desire Under the Elms are in keeping with the tradition in the American folk drama. Cabot's sense of the earth as the source of salvation, Eben's feeling of dislocation on the farm, Abby's alien strangeness and her desire to come home are entirely tradition. Rural England dialect that his character used, rural setting of the play, and of the fact that his character are simple farm folk. Again, the play contains the element of nationalistic tragedy of the Jola. Characters in the nationalistic play are often working class or lower class, and it exploits sordid subject matter. Characters in the play are working class people, and its setting are nationalistic. Characters in the play are driven by the circumstances and other animalistic forces. Abby and Eben are attracted to each other by their passion. Subconscious forces are at work in the play. In every instance of action, chances Eben's making love to Abby, his desire for Abby is killing her child, etc. At the end of the play, Abby and Eben are taken into custody, and Cabot is destined to live on the farm. It is the result of hereditary and environmental forces. O'Neill has adopted the technique of including pattern of recurring situation in the play. In nearly every scene, or one or two characters deliver speeches of similar content by or near the gate in front of the farmhouse. Thus, the play opens with the Eben's appearance at the end of the porch calling his brother to the evening meal. Such situations get repeated throughout the play, and the very inclusion of the recurrent situation adds an effect of the concentration and compassion. Thus, O'Neill's use of the crafty dramatic techniques contribute to the emotional impact of the play.